Boys and girls, hock to and spit on that thing, and welcome to Two Bald Bros podcast. I am one of your hosts, Abel. Alongside of me tonight, it's Aaron.
What up, peoples?
How we doing, Aaron?
Hock to a
spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing.
The woman of a generation.
It's literally. it's the theme of the summer.
The remixes out there are crazy.
That's right.
So as always, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Two Bald Bros. We are on episode 5. A whole handful.
A handful already.
I love a good handful.
Yeah.
Pause.
I love to disappoint.
That took 30 seconds to get us a laugh like that. But first and foremost, we want to thank you guys for the support. We've had a bunch of people coming up to us in our personal lives and also on the interwebs, the TikToks of it all, the Instagrams. We're now on Spotify. We're still on YouTube. Still working on Apple Podcasts. We'll be there soon. I'm just getting all the audios together. They want the audio done a certain way because they're Apple. Of course they do.
Damn you, Apple.
It's just they rule
Bastards.
all, man. They're the Skynet of the real world.
They're just bastards.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are, you know?
But thank you guys for your kind words, your support, especially on Spotify. If you can guys give us a rating on there. We're trying to boost that up. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
We're really interested in trying to just talk about what you guys want to listen to for maybe 45 minutes to an hour and kind of get some good content out there, you guys, and hopefully have some laughs and join our therapy session each week.
Literally.
Yeah, I believe this episode will be coming out after 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to everyone. I hope everyone had a happy and safe holiday. You didn't blow any hands off. You didn't blow any other person's hands off. You enjoyed some fireworks.
And some drinks.
You had a lot of drinks. Because I know that's what it's all about. And thank you, obviously, to our first responders out there who are working hard. You know, we appreciate everything you guys do on a daily basis. And I'm going on tangents here, but let's get to our first subject. And I know we talked about this earlier this week, and you were kind of like, we really want to do this, but we're gonna do it. So my question that I'm gonna pose to both of us today is, if you had what we call a canon event, and it may be more than one, what would it be? Now, people out there who aren't nerds or maybe don't know, what is a canon event? The easiest way I would say that probably describes a canon event is maybe something that was a catalyst that potentially turned you into the person you now were at one time, and really kind of defines what you got going on now. So I thought it would be fun to maybe talk about some things and get a little personal in our lives, you know, without naming names or throwing jobs out there or, you know, saying bad things about bad or good people. So we'll try and limit that a little bit. And if we don't, we're not sorry. But yeah. So Aaron, if you had a canon event, or if you can think about a time that maybe something happened where it propelled you or catalysted you into the person you are today, what would it be?
I would say a bulk of my canon events, if you will, came from like the past couple of years of my life, honestly. Like, really, I mean, not to get so deep with people on the internet immediately, but I'll just say it for what it is. Not too long ago, I got divorced. And divorce tends to bring out the worst in everyone. I'll be honest with you. It makes you a little jaded. It makes you feel certain ways about certain people, maybe the opposite gender, depending on who you are. It can certainly make you change your worldviews on things. It changes everything. The way you felt about people, friendships, all that. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics, and I'm not going to sit here and badmouth anyone or anything. That's not my agenda. Everybody makes mistakes, including me. Not perfect. What I will say is it also makes you self-reflect a lot, and it makes you think about like, oh, you know, what's the type of person that I want to be for moving forward when I just do decide to get into another relationship, or when I decide to, you know, move on with my life and figure out what my next steps are. Like what lessons do I take away from this? And I feel like one of the things that people forget is that you kind of have to become your own person again, because, well, again, not to get too specific, but in my situation, it was like you kind of become one person when you're with somebody for a long time, and then you separate, and it's like now you have to go back to being your own person and figuring out like who you are,
right,
and like what values and morals you really stand for. And again, self-reflection is key. Look in the mirror. Where did I fuck up? can't worry about how the other person fucked up at the end of the day, because if they did or if they didn't, that's up to them to figure out.
Yep.
But I did a lot of self-reflection, things I could have done better, things I will do better moving forward, things like that, and just kind of take them and move forward. And yeah, that's basically, again, I'm not gonna get into specifics. I'm not on the internet to blast people. That's not my key, not my thing. You know, things happen, people grow apart, shit happens, and you know, that's all. Yeah, I would say, but that's the jump off of my canon events for sure.
That's the jump off.
That's the jump off of my canon.
Did it?
For sure.
So I mean, listen, I remember. I mean, we've been friends for a long time, and I know I saw you go through some things, and like seeing you out the other side, kind of like I think I said it throughout the whole time when you were going through what you were going through. That like, listen, it sucks now, and it always hurts at first, but time does heal. You know, you eventually find your next thing and where you hopefully gonna go.
Yeah.
And dude, I mean, I'll say, dude, seeing you then and now, it's like. Dude, come on. It's like night and day. Like, you have to admit, you've gone through a fucking journey.
It's been a journey. It's been, the past couple of years has been crazy. Like, honestly, we can all say on a relatable thing that life's been crazy since COVID. Let's face facts for everyone in some way, shape, or form. Unless you're like, you know, 100 years old and haven't had to buy a house or do anything like that. Or, but even then, like, everything in life has really changed since then for a lot of people. And, you know, yeah, I feel like I've come a long way. I feel like there's still things that I struggle with to this day. And, you know, like I said, all you can do is look in the mirror and say, like, hey, I want to keep getting better at this. I want to do that. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's your choice to work on it or not, right? So,
no, it's true.
You know, that's basically where I'm at as of now.
What's it called? If there was, like, one thing you're, like, most proud about looking back then and then looking at now, like, what do you think it would be? Sorry, I'm just putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are putting me on the spot. I would probably say it's probably along the lines of like self-worth. Like you, at the end of the day, like I'll joke about myself and be like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. And I'll say that to a lot of people, just like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I know I'm not that bad of a guy. And I hate to use it in those terms, but like I know I'm really not that bad of a person at the end of the day. So like I think it's a lot of that, because when that whole situation first comes up, you feel like, damn, I'm a piece of shit. Like, this is happening to me like shit.
Right. Why is this happening?
And then you get to a point where you're like, well, depending on who you are, again, it could be either role in how the relationship went down or whatever. And I'm not bad mouthing anybody. Before that, this gets fucking taken out of context. I'm already aware. But like, you just have to think like, am I really that bad of a person? And again, it's a self-reflection thing. What things did I do that were fucked up? Can I correct them? Am I willing to correct them? Or is this just who I am? And I feel like at the end of the day, I looked in the mirror after a while and I got over my being upset. And I said, you know, you're not that bad of a guy. Like, things are going to work out. Shit's going to be okay. It's going to get better. You know, once the economy decides to be better.
We'll let you know when that happens in like 84 years.
Yeah, like something like that. I was going to say like 2,500.
Seriously, like it's kind of, it's really crazy the way it is. Nah, man, listen, I'm proud of you, because like I've known you for a while, and seeing you come out the other side, man, it's been nice to see, man. You're definitely in a better place, I feel like, and you're getting all the things that you deserve. I mean, listen, we all still have our griefs and you know, still want to put our heads through walls sometimes, but I think at the end of the day, we all go through kind of what we have to go through to get where we're going.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Wow. We got serious right off the bat.
Yeah. This is, people are going to be like, these are not the funny guys.
These are not the funny guys. What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on here? I'm unsubscribed.
Unsubscribed. God. Well, anyway, if you want to come back to our therapy sessions.
Yeah. Let us know. I can't afford therapy. I found that out today.
Really?
So, yeah. I went to go look to see if I could afford therapy, and therapy through my insurance is like $150 a session. And I was like, I guess I'll just continue to diagnose myself.
It really should be easier than that. It's not right. It's not right. I mean, listen, talking to someone that went through a little therapy, it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, 100%.
You need that third party to talk to sometimes, so I think it was a good thing.
Bro, people think that therapy is like the worst thing ever.
Dude,
it's not.
I've always had the stigma of like, if I go to therapy, there's something wrong with me. It's just not true.
I was that way for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I 180'd on that hard. Like, I just think we're born in the like, I hate to say it this way, and now I'm sure if my parents and all that ever get a whiff of this.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. You know, I think that we grew up in a very trauma-filled time. I think that if you look at, and I'm not talking about, obviously everybody's a different situation. Like you and I have had conversations on the side, like your family situation is different from my family situation.
Yeah, of course.
But I will say a majority of people who I talk to, like there's a reason why America currently has the highest divorce rate. Like we come from a trauma-filled time.
100%.
Like our parents' generation is the one that kicked off there's a reason why there's 70% divorce rate in the United States of America or some bullshit like that. Or it's like 60 something percent.
It's a lot, man.
Like more than half of all marriages statistically fail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think we come from a trauma-filled like time. People are married, remarried, divorcing 2, 3, 4 times. And like, you know, and then you're just expecting that your kids are just going to be normal through all that and not need some type of therapy or healing or anything like that. Talk to someone, you know? And then we lead that into our future relationships because we don't know any better because we haven't seen what a good relationship looks like. And then we're like, what the fuck? And now we all suck. So I'm assuming the relationship, the whole fucking divorce rate's probably going to continue to fucking be high.
And like you try not to go into that next relationship with like the stuff that you have pent up or like you try and learn, but like also like, listen, at the end of the day, we all have that trauma. We all have triggers and something's going to come up that's going to set us off. It just is going to happen. And I think it's important how you react to that, both on, you know, your side and the person that you're with.
1,000,000%.
And that's how you know it's real. If they can handle, you can handle their trauma and they can handle yours, you know, that's what it's all about.
What's that quote? My bullshit
is your bullshit, and your bullshit is my bullshit.
That quote is 100% true. Like you got to be able to deal with each other's bullshit.
Was that Kevin Hart?
That was Kevin Hart.
That was
he's talking about friends, but it works
it's true.
both ways. You got to put up with bullshit.
Yep.
Everybody's got bullshit nowadays.
100%.
Everybody's got bullshit, bro.
God. So I guess I should go into my canon event.
Yeah. What's your canon event, bro? I'm curious.
I mean, I have a couple that I would say I've gone through. Some I can talk about here, some I can't. I would say one of the bigger catalysts, and you kind of touched on a little bit, was definitely the pandemic, COVID.
It was a big one.
Yeah. So as most of you know, especially if you're watching this, I'm a DJ. I actually am a wedding DJ. I would say the last couple years I've been doing anywhere from 60 to 80, almost 90 parties a year. Mostly weddings, some private parties and stuff.
During the summer, you can't get on this guy's schedule.
No, you literally...
Like, he just goes MIA, and you're like, okay, cool,
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. And, you try and balance it all, and, like, literally you try and clamor for that weekday to kind of do something after work or something like that. Like, honestly, I don't even know how we're finding the time to record this between doing another podcast, our jobs, my second job, girlfriends, family. The fact that we can fit this in on a weekly and bi-weekly basis is actually incredible.
It's actually kind of crazy.
It's actually... It's more... Schedule-wise, it's probably one of the more impressive things that I've done recently. But I would say the pandemic had like a big effect on my life and kind of where I am now versus where I was then. So before COVID, before 2020, I wasn't DJing weddings like at all. I was doing a lot of private parties, working with the company that I work with. It was a lot back and forth. I would roadie for them sometimes. I've been working with them since it's been like 2013. That's when I started DJing at a small bar in Kings Park. People that watch this, exactly which one it is. It's kind of how I met the owner of the company I work for through an ex-girlfriend, and we linked up, and I just kind of started roadieing and kind of learning the wedding scene, and kind of stopped talking to them for a little while, and then COVID came up, and I got to give him props. One of the main MCs, JC, gave me a call during COVID. Pretty much said, why the hell aren't you DJing weddings? And we got into like a 45-minute conversation. It kind of started with me saying, like, because you won't let me. Not in so many words, but it's kind of how it happened. And then, I would say when things started opening up again and we were allowed to do weddings, that my first wedding, I'll never forget it. Like, we were in masks. I was allowed to take off my mask if I was behind the DJ booth and I wasn't moving. On the dance floor, you had dance squares that were probably, I think, 10 foot by 10 foot. You had to dance with your table and your table only. And, you had to be wearing a mask. You had to try and do the whole social distancing 6-foot thing, which looking back on it is absolutely fucking insane. Because what is the difference if I'm sitting down at dinner or standing up? Like, is COVID only, you know, under 4 feet or 4 feet and under, whatever it is? And that was the first time I DJ'd a wedding. Was I think it was 2021. Like, I think, I don't remember, April, May, June, something like that. And ever since then, I've just had my you know, foot on the gas pedal, and I've been taking every job I can get. And I mean, this year I think I have over 85 parties. Next year I already got 50 on the books or around there. And it's gonna keep going. And even during COVID, like when like you couldn't go out and you weren't DJing, I know you remember this. I started on St. Patty's Day. I started DJing on Twitch. I invented Club Quarantine, which I'm gonna just take a time out here. Screw this guy D-Nice, because I made it up first. I have shout out to you, but like I made it up first. You did a great job with it, but I literally have the receipts of me doing all this stuff on Facebook, and it was probably like a week or two before you did yours. So I did it first. The whole internet can know that now.
Damn.
It was me.
Calling him out. Huh?
I don't care. I did it first. You just had Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama in your stream, and I didn't. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, in fairness,
it's all, you know,
it's a large game.
It's all about who you know and who you blow at the end of the day. And I guess that just
sometimes you got to give them that hawk
but yeah, I mean, a question for you, because I listen. I was on one side of the TV of the screen, and you were on the other. What was it like watching that?
Club Q?
Yeah.
Club Q was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was, I mean, like, it was just,
I don't think I ever really asked you, to be honest.
There was, you know, not a lot going on during COVID. There wasn't a lot of people going out and stuff like that. So, like, it was cool to just feel like you were kind of at the bar drinking with your friends. Obviously, you weren't with them physically, unless you invited somebody over to enjoy Club Q with you, which, you know, did happen from time to time. But, like, you know, it was just something that you were like, yo, it kind of gave me that scene of like, yo, I'm back at the bar, but I'm not spending as much money as I would at the bar. It's kind of cool.
Right.
You know? And I think that it was just something that, listen, we were talking about this a little. If you would have had this camera set up during that, you had the opportunity to like blow up from it.
It's the one. Yeah, I got
whatever you want to call it, online at Twitch and you know, whatever DJ.
I got lucky that I even had what I had, because before COVID, maybe like literally a year before COVID, I had already started doing research on how to stream, like, you know, and get it live out there and put the sound in and everything. That's why my sound was always so good, because I had done so much research and had all the necessary cables and the sound interface, and like I was doing it through my phone, like I did all these things like before that. And I literally, when the world shut down, was like, oh my God, I have all this stuff. Like, let's try and do this.
Right.
And then like it became like, I don't know, it was weekly. I was doing it weekly at some point. You were doing
it weekly for a while.
Yeah, I think it was like Fridays or Saturdays I was doing it. And the amount of alcohol that I went through, I don't think I've ever drank that much in my life. My house is usually pretty stacked with like, I had empty. I was on empty.
Everybody was on empty during COVID.
Yeah, it was bad. Like you
were like, going out and buying alcohol. And
just
drinking for
like
no
we
reason.
would, like people would be in the chat, and I would listen. I'd be calling out. All right, this person call out the next shot. When are we doing the next shot? Let's do the next shot.
Shots were going 30 minutes at a time.
Really, and then it was crazy because like I didn't know who was gonna like join or whatever, and I still like meet a person or two that was like, oh my God, I remember when you did Club Quarantine. This, that.
Germany.
I was about to mention Germany.
Germany.
So literally, like it must have been like 1-2 in the morning in Germany when I was like streaming like maybe 2 hours in, and I always had this like these couple people from Germany that would come in and just start requesting music and just get drunk with us. They ended up finding me on Instagram. They sent me a picture from Germany of them with like the little iPad just sitting there taking shots.
Oh, it's the dopest thing ever.
Like I really just like that whole pandemic was just one canon event after another for me.
Yeah.
Between Club Q, that, I mean, like even with like work, like dude, went in the middle of COVID, my water heater busted. And it's like one of those dual systems, and it cost me like $3,500 to like put that in. And I didn't have anything. And literally because of COVID, I got like a really nice bonus from where I was working and was able to pay it. And dude, it was just like a weird time of like one thing happening after another.
Yeah.
And like as terrible of a time as it was, and like a lot of people went through things back then.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for that time, I really would not be where I am right now. And
Damn, that's a good way to look at it.
It's crazy to think about. I mean, listen, I have some loved ones that I lost, and I'd give anything to have them back.
Of course.
It's just a catalyst to my life, and I'm sure it is to a lot of other people.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Sure is. But as much as like, it's crazy to think how much like COVID kept so many people separate. But then like when you go back and think about like Germany, like it also brought people together because like I would have never spoken to anybody from Germany, and in that chat we were going back and forth with each other,
right? Like
and I'm like, these people from Germany, this is the dopest thing ever. And it's like 9 a.m.
I remember them being I remember them being like crazy lockdown too, like worse than we were.
They were worse lockdown,
like because we at least were able to go to the grocery store and like you know do all these things. They literally could not leave their house.
Yeah,
they were on strict curfew. Like like people like I don't remember if they said people were getting like arrested or anything like that. But
I think they said if they left after a certain point in time, they were getting fined and potentially like if it got bad, they I don't know, something like that. But they were cool people too. They were just there to listen to music, and
I think they were nice around our age, but they liked everything we were playing.
They did. It was fun. They were having a good time, so it was cool, man. It was cool.
It was a good time. Do you have any other Canon events that you could think of?
Are you gonna make me talk about my phone in the?
I would love to hear the phone. Guys, by the way, this is one of my this might as well be my Canon event too because I was there for it and it was funny.
I mean, am I bringing up names? Like, what am I doing here?
You don't have to. Well, they'll know who it's about.
I was gonna say it's not like anybody doesn't know. If you follow me on social media, you know who it is. But yeah. So Abel loves this Canon event because he was there for it and got to witness it firsthand. He was probably one of the only ones. Except for some drunk people at 10 o'clock at night at a beach bar.
Those guys were cool.
They were cool.
Shout out to the guys at Bodie's back in like 2022.
22. So shit like that. Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are. Yeah, I mean, so basically, as I said before, leading up to this Canon event, I was going through all my tough times. I was feeling like a real piece of shit about myself and this, that, and the other thing. And obviously, I if anybody knows me personally, you know that I have moved on in my life and I'm now seeing somebody else. If you know me, you know who she is. I won't put her full name on blast out here. But I'm sure she's watching because she always watches because she's the #1 groupie.
Hi, groupie.
But during that time, I had started speaking to my lovely girlfriend, and she was seeing someone else at the time. And basically that night I got really, really hammered at the bar because that's what you do.
And by that night, he means we went to the beach at 10 a.m. and didn't stop until 11 p.m.
That sounds right.
So that was one of those days.
That sounds very accurate. I was drinking all day and sun and no water. It was great. We were doing shots. It was wonderful.
Shout out to Dave Portnoy and High Noon for pretty much supporting that whole summer.
For supporting. We're the reason Dave Portnoy lives in a $4.2 million mansion after that fucking summer. Are you kidding me?
Right.
That fucking guy. We bought so much High Noon. It was insane.
We might as well have bought them by the pallet. Show up there with 30 High Noons and then still hit the bar and get more High Noons.
We were buying 30 High Noons at a time.
We were disgusting.
And then buying them at the bar after buying 30 of them.
Yeah, we were disgusting.
We were pretty bad.
We were fucking disgusting.
Bad. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, obviously hammered. And my lovely girlfriend had hit me up that night after I was literally not too ashamed to admit that I was crying that night. I got into my feelings.
I don't know if you're gonna bring that up or not.
You
were like right before that. You were not having a good time.
Yeah, I was not having a good time. I was like in my feelings about everything that was going on. You know, like I said before, when you're going through that type of time, you start to really feel bad about yourself and this, that, and the other thing. And that night, I a little too much to drink, and I let some tears flow. And you know, shit happens, and basically what ends up happening is post that after I'm being literally consoled by the bartender. She was literally consoling me like, it's going to be okay.
She was so nice.
She was so nice.
What a sweetheart.
She was literally consoling me and saying everything was going to be okay. And then I peek at my phone and I get a message from my now lovely girlfriend stating that her relationship had ended. And I took said phone, which I think was literally, no, it's not this phone. It was the phone I had before this.
Yeah.
And I was so hammered that I threw my phone. I read the message, looked at Abel, and threw my phone in the sink behind the bar.
Yeah, I forgot exactly what you said. You said something along the like, and now this shit.
I said, I literally looked at you. I remember word for word. That's how drunk I was that I remember it word for word. I said, this isn't going to be good. And
this is a problem.
This is going to be a problem. And I threw my phone into the sink at the bar. So needless to say, shout out to the bartenders at Bodie's for dealing with me that summer because I was a disaster.
Yeah.
And shout out to my girlfriend because we've been together ever since, and things have been going really, really well. And she helped me get by a lot of the things that I was going through personally, as far as, like we say, growth and development. And she's been there every step of the way and has never done anything other than support me in everything that I tell her and go through. So, like I said, my bullshit became her bullshit.
And her bullshit became your bullshit.
Became my bullshit. And now we just have a bunch of bullshit and we love each other.
So cute. I can pinch your cheeks right now. Captain Lightskin, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonderful. I was Captain Lightskin. I wore heart-shaped glasses that summer. All summer.
You did. I think I have a picture somewhere of those.
Yeah, no, everybody does. 100%. I was literally Captain Lightskin that summer. It was great. It was wonderful.
Oh my god, that was a crazy time, man. We owned that beach for a little while. That was fun.
We did. That beach is not the same, by the way.
It's just too cool now.
It's too cool now.
It's gotten
we
too
were there
cool.
before it was cool.
I know, and it was like perfect. No one was there, like, and the people that were there, I would just set up my speaker, and just everyone would love the tunes and the vibes.
Yep.
God, I don't know if we'll ever get that back. It's all right. We'll have to either go there again or find a new spot. It's fine. God.
Do you have another Canon event?
I have one more.
One more, okay.
I was thinking about which one to talk about, but
Okay.
I guess it's finally time for me to talk about Dancing Queen. I have to talk about Dancing Queen, I guess.
Talk about Dancing Queen, in fairness. People want to know.
I still don't know how I got here, to be completely honest with you. I can take a guess at where it started. So, and again, right after COVID, I did a Labor Day party in a friend's backyard. It was literally my first party back. Like the first time I had been outside with my DJ equipment DJing for people in person. Aside from Leo's that one time when I went live. Anyway, so it was a toga party. Toga party. And one of the guys came up to me and was like, "Can you play Dancing Queen by ABBA?" And I looked at him and I'm like, I mean, I can. Do you really want me to?
Yeah, he does.
And he's like, yeah. So I played the song, and they're a group of like 10 or 12 guys, and I have the video somewhere. Maybe I'll post it at some point again. A group of 10 guys just get in the line, and with their little toga skirts are just, "You can dance," and like dancing in a line, just hitting the legs and just kind of going. Having the time. I'm just sitting there like, does this work? Like, and I thought about it for a long time after that, and I'm just like, and like I said, everyone thinks the Dancing Queen thing really started at weddings. It did not. It started right after COVID. It started at that party, and I just started playing it just to kind of see, like, because I didn't really know. Listen, I've never seen Mamma Mia at the time. I know nothing about ABBA. Like, I didn't. It was really weird because after that too, I saw this video of this guy. I think his name is Flamore. Sorry if I'm saying the name right, but it's this DJ, and he was doing like this boiler room. I think somewhere in like Germany or like somewhere in Europe, and there's just this one clip of him. It's a 4-minute clip. He's just playing his set, and all of a sudden he starts playing Gimme Gimme, like in the middle of a house techno EDM set. And like, he didn't mess with the arrangement. He played the original version of Gimme Gimme. The whole crowd goes nuts. They start singing it. When the beat drops, people rush on to like the DJ platform. Everyone starts jumping. The whole thing's shaking. You could tell he's getting nervous, but it was the way they reacted to it that I'm like, I didn't know ABBA was this cool. So then I started like just going around saying ABBA slaps. ABBA slaps. And for years, I just ABBA slaps. Every time you play it, it works. There's not a lot of people that don't like ABBA. And I didn't know that. So then I started playing it at the weddings. And then I just started dancing. And then people, unfortunately, have these iPhones with their cameras. And
sometimes they hold them like this.
Yeah, right. It depends on your age, but sometimes you hold them like this and squint at the camera and go on Facebook Live and show it like this. Sometimes y'all do that. Shout out to my OGs. But yeah, they started recording me, and I literally became the guy on Instagram dancing the Dancing Queen every wedding I do. And it's gotten me a ton of work. People literally come up to, I have brides and grooms come up to me and go, "Oh my God, you're the guy on Instagram." I'm like, I mean, that's cool. If that's
You're the ABBA guy.
If that's my claim to fame and that's how I got work, so be it.
And mind you, every time that you go out with Abel now, if Dancing Queen comes on, everybody immediately looks to him. And he immediately starts with the fucking tambourine and doing his thing, and it's hilarious because everybody looks for Abel.
The tambourine is my staple.
I know it is. I know. It's fantastic. The tambourine every time.
Having the time. God.
So that is the story behind the dancing.
Yeah, listen, I love it and I hate it at the same time. But I love it. I can't listen, if that's the thing that I'm remembered for, then whatever. I left my mark. But yeah, those are my canon events.
I mean, I could delve into my last one. It'll be a quick one.
All right, yeah, that's fine. I got one more too. Technically.
You got one more too?
Yeah, a small one. We'll do 2 small ones.
All right,
and then we'll go.
So, I think a lot of the internet knows by now because I'm not shied away from it. But I would probably say, last year I had a pretty big canon event. So I'm not too proud to admit that. Obviously, as you all know, because you like to come for our necks, literally. I was gonna say, I don't know if you noticed, but I've tried to like correct the posture a little bit today.
I'm actually sitting too far back. Hold on.
I've been trying to correct the posture a little bit, and I'm like, but it doesn't affect my neck.
You know, I thought this mic was leaned back like too far. Maybe this will be better. We'll find out.
So I have been heavy my whole life. So I got to a point last year where I stepped on the scale and I saw a number that I was genuinely terrified by. And I think I'm on par with telling everybody that number scared the shit out of me. And I decided that I need to make a change. So depending on how you want to look at it, because everybody on the internet has their views about X, Y, and Z, I decided that I was going to have bariatric surgery. I would say I couldn't say this is not a canon event because it's literally changed my life. I decided to go through with bariatric surgery, and I have lost 130 something pounds as over the course of the past almost year. My year anniversary is actually coming up.
Dude, that's fucking insane.
And I'm like almost 140 pounds. Like I'm hovering around that 140 pound mark. So if you think I have no neck now, I had really no neck then.
Damn,
but it's
man.
okay. It's all good. I've been heavy my whole life, and obviously that's you know, I'm not going to sit here and blame anybody, and I'm the person who decides what type of food goes in my mouth and beverages, and you know, accountability check. I get it. But I did decide that it was time for me to really make a change and hopefully make it into my 50s and 60s and 70s without having heart problems and stuff like that. And I was dealing with a lot of the problems that people who are heavier have, and you know, sleep apnea and freaking arteries being
diabetes,
scares, and you know, stuff like that. And I really need to make a change. And over the course of the past year, aside from recently, which is funny, I actually had a lengthy conversation with my personal trainer, aka my cousin, today, and I told her I've slipped up the past couple of weeks, but I'm back in my groove.
I saw you, dude. I saw you I saw you this morning.
I'm back in the groove. So
I want my Instagram stories back. I want all of it. I better see all of it.
I just want to preface to everybody out here who doesn't know me on some type of personal level, and I know a lot of you who watch this do. I went to the gym over the course of the past year, probably the hardest I've gone since I'm like 18 or 19. Dude, I was in the gym 5-6 days a week. I was busting my ass. I was there for 2 hours a day. I was getting it. I work from home. It's not a mystery as to why you get so heavy when you work from home. You know, that's part of, like I said, this whole new COVID thing and work from home life and this, that, and the other thing. You get very stagnant and stale and you don't move a lot. So with having the bariatric surgery, I decided to get back into the gym, because you can't just lose weight and, you know, just think it's going to fall where it may. You still got to put in work and do the things that are necessary and eat better and go to the gym and work out. And, I will say that obviously, aside from the past couple of weeks, I have gotten a little lazy, and I'm not happy when I hopped on the scale this week, and I was just like, you know what, time to get back to the fucking grind. You know, but I will say that the surgery has definitely changed my life. A lot of close people in my life know the surgery actually almost took me out. I literally had transfusions.
That was scary, man.
Yeah, I had blood transfusions, and there was an incident with my surgery, and I literally almost didn't make it, and it was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm here. I'm thriving. I feel the best I felt literally since I'm in my younger 20s.
It's incredible.
You know, obviously with taking a year to get my life back in order and having the surgery, I quit drinking for a while, and I will say, obviously, as you guys can see, I'm back to drinking. But
water.
But you know, I went almost I went like 9 months without drinking. And I do have to say, like, I was thinking about it today and I was like, I'm obviously drinking now because it's the summer again. And I really didn't get to enjoy last summer. But I think after this summer is over, I'm going to go back to not drinking.
Yeah.
Because I felt so much better.
I was going to say, like, dude, a lot of people that I've talked to that, like, take that break and, like, I'm a piece of garbage. I just haven't taken that break yet. I mean, we've spoken about this at length, but a lot of people, it's like life-changing what your body goes through.
My body, I can tell you, bro, I haven't even had this conversation with you off camera. Like, my body feels so different drinking than not drinking. It's crazy. Like, the difference I feel, energy, like, not so, I've been sluggish since I started drinking again. Like, I feel like I've slowed down. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even trying to badmouth alcohol. I've been a drinker since I'm 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, like really drinking. And like, I'm a social drinker. For those, I don't have a problem. For anybody out there who wants to just jump down my throat and be like, oh, you got, no, I'm a social drinker. If I'm with my friends, I'm drinking.
Right, I'm not drinking in the corner.
I'm not drinking in the corner alone or after a day at work. Like, that's not my thing. I'm a social drinker. But like, what I'm saying is, when I drink, I was drinking. Yep. Like I just said before, Abel and I would get 30 high noons and go to the beach, and
it was bad.
They'd be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a mystery. Like, we'd be
facts.
So, you know, I was gonna say, now I'm rambling, but like,
nah, we're talking.
The surgery though has been like such a difference to me because I'm not able to eat the same anymore. Obviously, when you have bariatric surgery, they cut out a part of your stomach, and you can't eat the same anymore. So I do find that even though I slipped up a little bit the past couple of weeks, I still can't really eat the same as I used to. So I feel like the weight gain would be more incremental if I gained weight back, which I have gained a little bit of weight back, in full honesty. But now I saw that, like I said, I started gaining weight again, and I was like, nope, right back to the gym. Fuck this shit. And I do think I'm going to cut the drinking out again once the summer is over and really see where that gets me. I'm really happy with the progress I saw. I'm not going to hit my goal weight that I wanted over the course of the year, but I'm going to be close. You know, but I still do have progress to go. And, but I will say, like, this is the best I felt. And I'm, you know, at my age, to feel this way, like I feel when I was in my young 20s, totally life-changing experience. So, and I'm happy I did it. I have no regrets, regardless of what happened. And, and all that. It's changed my life. I feel so much better. I feel like I'm going to be around for the long term. Probably miserable for the long term because, you know, life is kind of miserable sometimes. So I'm gonna extend my life so that I can work until I'm 85 because Social Security's not gonna be a thing.
Right? But, no, dude, we're gonna be working until we're 85.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna work until I die.
Dude, I'll be DJing at the bar until I'm 90. I'll be in a wheelchair.
That's it.
Fist pumping.
You should write that down before it becomes a gig. Is there like a grandpa DJ out there?
DJ Grandpa?
That should be you, bro.
Son of a bitch.
That should be you. If not, I'm here for that. I'll be at the bar. I'm saying to my walker and shit, walker in the air.
Only if there's tennis balls on the bottom of the walker.
100%.
Otherwise, I don't want it.
100%.
Oh my god, that's too funny. Damn, dude. I didn't know doing this podcast we were gonna talk about that. I'm proud of you for throwing it out there. Dude, that's hard to talk about.
I have nothing to hide.
I know.
I don't, like, this is the internet. People are gonna oh, you took the easy way out. Oh, you cool, bro. I had an eating problem.
Listen,
I had an eating problem.
Looking from the
fine. I get it.
Looking from the outside, like, people can say what they want, man, but just because you had a surgery doesn't mean it was an easy way out. There are people that go through the surgery and don't maintain it and end up gaining weight back.
Of course.
And honestly, dude, you have been the hardest fucking worker since you've had the surgery.
So that's why I was just gonna, again, not to ramble and delve. I don't want to.
We're talking. Listen, this is what we do.
But like, you know, there's, like you just said, the surgery still requires you to work. You have to work. It's a tool at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I had a problem with overconsumption. I ate too much at the same point in time. I now find that I can't eat as much. But like I just said, and again, I'm not ashamed to admit it, I stepped on the scale the other day. I gained a couple pounds back. Right. I got pissed. Right. I was like, I slacked. I started eating a little bit of fast food. I got a little cutesy with the desserts. Yep. And I started drinking again. Yep. I was like, oh, I gained a couple pounds back.
Shit adds up.
I gotta fucking stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna drink this summer, that's gotta be the vice. Like, I have to. So today, I went back to 3 square healthy meals and a protein shake, and I just had a couple of these, and I'm going to be good. And I'm counting my calories again, and I'm going back to what it was. And I promise you, on this camera, accountability check, I'm going to be on this camera every week or two. I'm going to get back to the real grind 6 days a week, and I'm going to hit my fucking goal weight. That's all I want to do is hit my goal weight.
Good.
And I'm going to do it, regardless of what anybody has to say about it. If anybody out there in the internet land wants to say you took the easy way out, cool. I get it. Understand.
Nah, fuck that. Suck my dick.
That's how you feel? Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Nah, they can suck the dick.
Cool.
They can suck a dick.
I don't give a fuck. You know, I felt like I did the thing that was going to be best for me long term. And there's plenty of people out there, to Abel's point. I'm in a lot of these groups and shit. Plenty of people just get the surgery, don't put the work in after, gain the weight back.
Right.
do X, Y, Z. I don't want to be one of those people.
And you won't.
But you know, I want to be the person that maintains this healthy lifestyle for the long term, and that's my goal. And you guys are going to see on camera now, and you're going to be my accountability check. If I start gaining weight, I want to hear it from y'all.
Dude, honestly, you are very inspirational though. I will say that. Like I don't know. I need to take a page from you. Like maybe listen, I myself, obviously I'm a big guy. I've gone up and down myself. I know before your surgery, you've done the same. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, I could use some accountability and help. Like my girlfriend would love it. Because I don't listen to fucking.
I told her I'm willing to
listen. I need to lose. Maybe at some point during this journey we go on a little, accountability tour and just every week talk about weight and talk about. Maybe we'll get there. I gotta self-reflect a little bit here because I'm still a piece of garbage. But no, listen, man, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man.
I'm proud.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, listen, this is obviously the Canon event episode, so I'll go through my one little one and then we'll do one more topic after that, and we'll kind of keep it moving and get out of here. But so this is probably my DJ Canon event, I would say. My dad used to DJ back in like I think it was like late 70s, early 80s before I was born. So I didn't even know I had it in me, but he would always tell me stories. So back in like high school, college days, I'm not gonna say any names here because I don't want to out the person, but we used to go to a buddy's house when his parents would, go away to the Poconos, and we'd take over the garage and have a little party. Beer pong, music. I think a fog machine and lights were involved at some point. At some point, we brought a keg to his house. Like we would just have a really good time. And the guy had like starter DJ equipment. And back then, and I don't know if you guys know what these are. We had CDs. That you'd be able to play off the CDs.
What are those things?
Exactly. So you would load anywhere from 18 to 22 songs, depending on the number of minutes. And and I'd have the book of CDs, and I would just load CDs in, and he'd let me mess around for a while. And like I think I learned then that like I love to make people dance and sing stupid songs and have a good time, and like I think I fed off the energy.
That's a real DJ Canon event, huh?
Yeah, no, that was like that was probably what started it then.
That's cool.
Those little parties of just like anywhere from 10 to 20 of us just hanging out, having a good time, and just me playing music back from anywhere. I don't know, the 2000s and like the early 2010s, like Jaquan Tipsy and Pop Lock and Drop It. Freaking Lil Mama Lip Gloss and like all these Snap Your Fingers, like the Chris Brown of it all, like all that stuff, man. Those were the times. The reggae, Murder She Wrote, Give It to Her Hard, like all that stuff, man. Jesus. That was the music back then, and I think that's what made me fall in love with like playing music for people. It was awesome.
That's dope, bro.
I know it's small, but like that was the moment.
You're a wedding DJ.
I know,
now.
But like I wish / bar
DJ.
I wish the
DJ.
bar stuff happened. I wish it all happened sooner.
Yeah.
Like if I was DJing weddings for longer, like I'd be scared to see where I am now, but in like a great way.
Yeah.
Like I think I'd be on such a higher place than I am now. But listen, everything happens for a reason, and you kind of just got to go with what you go with.
That's right.
This fucking fly. Sorry.
Did you get him?
No.
Fucking bastard.
He's been torturing us for weeks.
Yeah, this motherfucker has just been in here doing his thing.
But I guess those are the Canon events.
Hope you guys enjoyed the Canon.
That was good.
A little serious.
Listen, we haven't gotten serious yet. We're gonna see where that goes.
Yeah, we'll see if people like it.
If you want to hear serious Aaron and Abel, let us know, because I kind of enjoyed that.
Boo! You no neck loser suck.
You no neck loser pieces of shit. God, all right, let's do Am I an Asshole, and then
we'll do a little Am I the Asshole?
Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll get out of here.
All right, cool.
We still got some time.
All right, so am I the asshole for calling out my wife for overtly checking out another man?
Nope.
I can already tell you no.
Let's hear it.
My wife called me while I was busy working to tell me she got pulled over and received a ticket for using her phone while driving. I tried to remain calm and end the call quickly, though I may have sounded annoyed, as she often accuses me of the same behavior despite her own phone use while driving. Later, when she recounted the incident to our daughter, she mentioned she was using the GPS on her phone. I casually asked her why she didn't use the car's GPS instead. This question seemed to upset her, and she became defensive and started arguing. Ooh. The next day, she was still upset and not speaking to me. I can't recall what happened, but we were going to the grocery store, and an argument escalated over something we had said to each other. We enter the store and a good-looking guy walks past us. The top of his shirt unbuttoned, and he's showing his muscular chest. My wife stares at him. Oogles. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, oogles at her. Like with your eyes,
him.
like, ooh.
Oh, oogles
yeah,
him.
Yeah.
And gives him the F me now look. I can clearly see her staring at his chest.
He knows that look.
Oh, you know the look. After he walks past us, she immediately turned around and looked at his butt when he walked by.
Nope.
Then a few seconds later, she turns her head towards me.
Nope.
I'm assuming to see if I'd seen her do that. I didn't say anything at the time, but it bothered me, and it was just so odd and unexpected. I guess I was still processing what happened. 3 days passed with minimal conversation until she unexpectedly apologized and hugged me. I reciprocated, but then mentioned how hurtful and embarrassing it was that she openly oogled. Don't know if that's even a word.
What a oogling freaking trick.
Another man at the store, especially with our children in the store. She did it with the kids around.
Nah.
She seemed confused and denied it, accusing me of staring at another woman in the produce section the same day, which only added to the tension. I don't mind if she finds others attractive. I get it. It's natural. However, bringing up my discomfort several days later, was it the right move? Should I have just let it go? Also, for context, I don't care if she looks at other guys. I'm assuming everyone does. But the way she did it, it was very hurtful and embarrassing. So am I the asshole for being upset at her?
Listen, we all know the people that we date, what their turned on face looks like.
100%.
We know what that shit looks
what
like.
that looks like.
And you're not going to pretend and sit here that you don't. Right? So if I saw my woman getting the turned on face, some guy that wasn't me, I'm pissed. Now listen, there's one thing.
It's natural instincts.
There's one thing to say someone's good looking, a celebrity, like a whatever it is, like even like someone passing, like, you know, it is what it is. For you to outwardly disrespect me. Like while I'm in front of you, you couldn't just wait until I turned like something.
I think
we all have those. We all have that inner like I want to like get turned on by some, like, you know, it's exciting, it's new, it's
human
not,
nature.
Yeah, I get it.
It's human
but
nature.
Also like in front of me.
Yeah, in front of me and the kids at the grocery store is a little much.
That's way too much. Man.
You know, I will say that the argument that you will get back if anybody decides to comment on this is, well, oh, men do it all the time. Men stare at women all the time. Okay, it's like valid, understood. I think it's human nature for us to look at other people that we find attractive.
Yep,
is what it is. Acting on it is a different thing.
Yeah,
obviously.
Right.
But I would say that literally staring at and then turning your head to look at the butt and giving the eyes, that's like a lot to do in the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I've done that in the grocery store. That seems excessive.
Listen, kids are, they notice shit.
Kids pick up on behavior.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
And they're going to see that. Their perception is real. And you know who else's perception is real? Guys. Our perception is real. Listen, I'd be annoyed. I
don't necessarily think he's the asshole.
Right.
Like, you have a right to be mad about it.
Right.
Because at the same point in time, like, if you did the same thing, your wife would probably be mad at you for it too.
100%. And the way that you did it.
And the way that you did it.
Like, it's one thing that, like even like listen, there's been times like my girlfriend and I have turned like, you know, that guy's good looking or that girl's
1,000,000%.
It happens.
But
like
human nature.
to just sit there and put your turn on face on. That's my face. That face belongs to me.
I'm laughing because I literally have had the conversation of like, she got a nice butt. And then my girlfriend will be like, yeah, she's got a nice butt. Mm-hmm. Damn. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, cool.
Dude, listen, we've all been in situations where our girlfriends get hit on in front of us.
100%.
Like, we don't lose our
that
minds.
Happens constantly.
Right.
Yeah. Like, you know, you roll with the punches depending on how much you had to drink.
Right.
You know?
And listen, I know what you guys are thinking. Two big dudes, like cute girlfriends. Yeah, they're fucking cute. Suck my dick.
I mean, like, if I go out, she tends to get hit on.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it
it's
is.
The same thing. But listen, at the end of the day, you also got to let them handle that shit. Mm-hmm. They're either going to handle it or they're not.
Right.
And then that's when you really know when it's real or it's not.
True.
How they handle it.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's always fun to watch them handle it, too. Maybe they'll get a free drink out of it. And then I literally ask, yo, can you get me a free drink, too?
If you get a drink, you get a drink.
Right, that's fine.
All about it. Cool.
I'm all good with the drink. You know what? That's money that we're going to put towards something else. You go get yourself a free drink. And maybe we put that money towards my free drink. It's fine. Like, whatever.
That works. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's all about how you handle the situation. I mean, personally, I'm going to say you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
In retrospect, like the person who's telling the story, you're not the asshole, because no matter which perspective it was from, if it was from a chick telling the story, I'd still be like, you're not really the asshole for being mad. You have every right to be mad about that.
Yeah.
Like that type of looking at somebody like that and then watching them when they walk by, like as they pass you, like that's a lot. That's a lot of action.
It's way too much.
That's too much. You know, it's one thing to be like, I got a quick glimpse of a cute ass, or somebody who's got nice
what? I'm sorry, the audio people can't listen.
Boobies.
They can't see it. Boobies.
It's one thing to be like, those are nice, and then just like let it go, you know? But if you're sitting there like, those are nice, and you're staring at them, like that's a different fucking thing, you know? I'd expect a slap.
Right.
Actually, I'd expect a knife stab. To be honest,
you're gonna start catcalling.
I'd expect shoot. I'd expect something to be stabbed in the back of my neck. You know, that's just the truth. That's where it's at. If I did that, I totally expected and deserved. You know, is what it is.
Listen, everyone go to Oogle, but Oogle with respect.
Oogle. I've never heard of this.
You never heard Google? It's
I've heard of
Oogling.
Okay,
we'll have to look that up after.
Okay, fair. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I also do agree. I don't think he's the asshole, because were the roles reversed, she would feel the same way, and any woman would.
1,000,000%. Right? You get a frying pan in the head that night,
right? Especially in front of the kids is wild.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way.
Right, and I'd hope to get that frying pan to the head.
Yeah, you would.
Anyway. We don't kink shame here. Leave me alone.
Don't kink shame.
God, but ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this episode of Two Ball Bros, episode 5 in the books. Keep coming at us. Thank you so much for the support. If you're watching on YouTube, like we said in the beginning, like, comment, and subscribe. Get us to where we need to go. We want to hear your thoughts, your impressions, what you want to hear next. On Spotify, give us that star rating. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Hit us up on our socials. Just let us know how you're doing. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and hak tour. Spit on that thing.
Spit on it.